Okay, we're going to move on to our last segment tonight. And what a better one to leave with than Alderman Lopez on social media. In our social media fails, Lopez style edition, because he does it so often. So, this, for our podcast audience, we have a tweet from Alderman Lopez, which I am going to read to you. And it's got a picture of Mayor Lightfoot and from a press conference and a letter that he sent to Mayor Lightfoot a couple years ago, I guess. I guess a year ago in June. Okay. Now, all these images and all the videos we show will be up on our website when the podcast posts. So go to our site. If you're listening to the podcast, you can go to our site and get all the images and videos for yourself. Okay. Here's the tweet. Safe assumption Lightfoot completely ignored my letter sent in June 2020, outlining strategies to reduce violence based on what worked in the 15th Ward. Again, her arrogance is costing Chicagoans their lives. How much longer will we tolerate David Brown and at Chicago Mayor? Now, I'm not going to show the letter because it doesn't come up well enough for you to read. The pictures, the images, we've got them. They will be on our website. So let's see what he does. Here's the first thing that happens, ladies and gentlemen. He calls gang members what they really are: urban terrorists. Now, I can tell you, I have so many peer-reviewed scientific articles that talk about if you just refer to people as urban terrorists, they stop committing violence and crime. If only we knew. If only some politician that washed out and lost his next election, actually next couple of elections, I think. If we could point to one who lost his next couple of elections after bringing up the same crapola. Oh, that's right, we do. Richard Boykin, those may not remember him. He was a Cook County board member. He lost his race for re-election. Then he ran for Cook County board chair and got crushed. Him and Fioretti combined, I think, took 1/8 of the vote for Preckwinkle. He was also the urban terrorist kind. I guess, I'm not sure what it is. If you call people urban terrorists, they will stop committing crime. So just to let you know, this is Lopez being delusional. That small, almost meaningless things he's done that have been done 100 times in wards all over the city and continue to be done have somehow reduced violence in the 15th Ward. He's this king of correlation equals causation. Lopez should be the crime fighter for all urban centers around the country. If only one had ever thought of doing any of these things. So you call them urban terrorists. You call out those gangbangers. That makes huge impact. Next, he used the trouble building ordinance to shut down troubled buildings and address them. God, I wish someone had thought about that before. I wonder how long that ordinance has been around. It may have been under Daley. I wonder why no other alderman used it. Because if they just used that alone, it should have just solved crime in their neighborhoods. People should tell it to others on the south and west sides. Increased visible presence of police in the 7th and 9th district. Doesn't do any good. Science proves over and over and over and over and over again, Alderman Lopez does not work. At best, Alderman Lopez, it pushes it. So, depending on how your scientific experiment, which you don't believe in science, so you don't have any, were to be there, yeah, you put on a couple of beats, huge amount of police. Most of the time, all you do is push it to other beats. It's called displacement, not elimination, my friend. Displacement, not something you should be proud of. I'm sure the people that you displaced that crime to in the areas you were concentrating on, and then you pushed it to other areas, those other people in the other areas love you. I mean, I would. There's nothing like I want this, but I want an alderman to spend a bunch of city money pushing crime onto where I live. They're identifying gang members. Yeah, that's never been done before, my friend. We have a gang book. Doesn't help. Shutting down bad businesses happens all the time in all the wards. Bad businesses contribute a little bit. There's no doubt about it. Curing the violence in your area? Fail. Working with Ready Chicago. Okay, that's great, but even Eddie Bocanegra said on our show, and the people from Chicago Crat and the people from CP43, Vaughn, something I can't remember their names, sorry, but said, these guys know these projects are Band-Aids. So yes, it may help a few. Ready does, no doubt, help some people. It's not a long-term solution. I'm not even sure this next one is legitimate. Requiring participation in 2 CAPS meetings before approving Department of Transportation Black Club requests. That's right, the alderman is blackmailing you. You cannot have a Black Club meeting unless I think everyone on your ward, everyone in your beat, goes to a beat meeting? Or is it just the person that signs the application? Sounds illegal and corrupt and utterly, completely, unbelievably useless. CAP's a useless program. And we have an alderman who doesn't know what the hell he's doing, pushing you into CAPS meetings. You want to know what useless it is? Look up what happened in the 14th District. When Mark Buslick took over, Commander Buslick took over, the first thing he did was kill CAPS in the district. There's no science to prove it works. It's all a hocus pocus and a political re-election strategy by the mayor. They put in SDSC rooms, these data rooms in the districts, license plates readers, officer immersion programs. There's really no evidence that any of those help. No. Yes, some of the areas where they put those rooms, crime went down. But crime went down in other areas in the city faster. Prove it. You have empirical proof that it's those data rooms? You don't. It may be, but there's no real evidence that it is. He blames he joins Brown and Lightfoot blaming bail reform. Totally flies in the fence of 2 scientific studies. Two, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't care. He knows. If you just identify gang members and call them urban terrorists and require people to go to 2 beat meetings before you sign their application for a block party, you solve it. Just about everything he's claiming here, except working for Ready, is being done in other places. And it's done nothing. Done nothing. Lopez is talking correlation, not causation. He's delusional if he thinks those things together have made a major impact in crime in his area. When he gets to tout it, it's like the same people that were touting ceasefire in Chicago. Don't care if it works. We don't have any science. But there's a correlation, so I won. I know. So sad. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. We will see you Monday at 5:30 Central. And there's a good chance we're going to have an interview with Sharon Fairley, professor of law at the University of Chicago. She was chief administrator of both the Independent Police Review Authority and then oversaw the transformation into the Citizen Office of Police Accountability. And we're going to be talking to her specifically about whether or not a police officer's affiliation with a white supremacist organization, whether proven or alleged, is enough to fire them. People seem to think so, but from my sources, it is not so clear.